Hello, I'm Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com. And today I'm going to talk to you about the 6 most common accidents that happen in the home. Every year, 2 million children attend A&E due to accidents. Over 76,000 of these require admission to hospital, and that's nearly 1,500 children every single week that are needing to go to hospital for accidents that actually most of them could have been prevented. And it's all very well to say, don't mollycoddle your children and stuff. And yes, children should be allowed to take risks and play and things. And of course they should. It's part of growing up. But there are sensible precautions that all families can take that makes these sort of injuries less likely to happen. Things like anticipating the next stage. We're all really pleased when they roll over the next bit and then they're sitting up and then suddenly they're moving for things. But there's responsibilities that come with that mean that you have to anticipate the next things that they are going to grab for, and things that could fall on them or things that they might eat that could poison them or hurt them. And as parents, we're all responsible for making sure that our children are as safe as possible whilst being able to play and extend themselves and take risks and explore the environment as much as they can. So this post is trying to help you to identify the 6 most common injuries that happen, give you some top tips to prevent them, and give you some quick advice as to what to do should you find that your child's been affected. So accidental injury is the single highest cause of death in the UK for children over the age of 1. There's more children that die from accidental injury than from illnesses such as leukemia and meningitis. So this is big. So 6 most common: falls, burns, choking, suffocation and strangulation, poisoning and drowning. And there are very sensible things that we can all do that can minimise these risks. Never leave a baby in a bouncy chair or a car seat on a raised surface. It's easy to come in and they just pop down, but they can rock and they can move them off, fall off. In more economically, more affluent areas, some of the highest causes of accidental injury are from really nice quality changing tables, and people going and buying really nice quality changing tables and then leaving their baby on them and the baby toppling off. So the safest place to change your baby is on the floor. Changing tables are all very well, they're great for your back, but you must keep your eye on them at all times, and you can't reach back to grab a nappy sack or something because you've forgotten it. You need to take the baby with you. So banisters, hold on to them when you're going up and down stairs. Avoid clutter on the stairs. Teach your baby to come down the stairs backwards. Safety locks onto windows. Secure furniture. There's all sorts of information about chest of drawers that can become very unstable and can topple out and squash children, and that does happen. So you can get straps. If you go through any of the Amazon or any of the other child companies, you will find all sorts of child safety information and gadgets that can be got that can make your home safer, and cupboard locks and things to stop things toppling are good. So preventing burns. Microwaves cook unevenly. Always run cold water into the bath first, and make sure that you are checking right through that the water is circulated and is at a good temperature for your child. And never leave your child somewhere where they can actually climb in. Hot drinks out of reach, never pass them over someone's head. Kettles with short flexes. Don't drink hot drinks while holding a baby. And make sure flexes are very short. Be careful of irons and straighteners and any form of hair stuff, because they can get hold of it, and it takes quite a long time for things like straighteners to cool down. So that's another helpful tip. If anyone is burnt, your first thing is cool running water for at least 10 minutes. That's at least 10 minutes. We are meat, it takes at least 10 minutes for us to cool down. So cool running water at least, if at least 10 minutes. If it's a small child and their skin is blistered, keep under cool running water. Keep the child as warm as you can. So don't let them get cold because they can go into shock, and get an ambulance on the way. Okay, there's plenty more information on that on my website as well. Right, choking. A child can choke through anything that can fit through a loo roll. It's actually slightly smaller than a loo roll, but if you think of all the things you might have in your house, you know, your bits of Lego or whatever, they can all neatly pop in. And you might think, well, how could my baby get hold of it? Well, if they've got a sibling or a lovely cousin, they could very easily just pop that into the airway for them. So make sure that things are kept out of reach. Should have covered this in burns, but things like batteries, and in particular button batteries. I have one here somewhere. The little round batteries that go into watches and keys and things, they burn. They can burn straight through a child's esophagus, and they can cause serious problems, and they can kill them. And you may not know anything about it until they start vomiting blood. So if a battery is missing, you need to take them to hospital for an X-ray urgently. And again, there is a whole blog post on this with a video that shows the button battery and the speed at which it can burn through. It can burn through in, you know, it can do substantial damage in just 30 minutes, particularly with the saliva in there and it's in an enclosed environment. It can work very quickly. And that's even a potentially dead battery, because it still carries on giving the charge. So choking, cut food into small pieces. Always supervise children when they are eating. Always encourage them not to talk, not to run around when they are eating. And if they are, and also make sure they're not sharing their food with a younger child. I heard a terrible story the other day when someone was at the swings and a sibling, they were distracted with another child, and a sibling decided to share their apple with the baby, and the baby died. So it happens. Be careful. And if somebody is choking, you want to check to see if they can cough. If they can cough, let them cough it up. If they can't cough, remind them to cough, lean them forward, and 5 hard back blows. Not little gentle things, hard back blows between the shoulder blades. Should get it out. Check each time to see if it's come out. And if not, for a child or an adult, you would do an abdominal thrust. So you make a fist, you put your thumb in between under your rib cage and your tummy button, and you pull in and up. For a baby, you would not do an abdominal thrust. It would do serious problems. You do chest thrusts. So in the center of the chest, where you would be doing chest compressions, and you do an upward thrust. Again, much more information in specific blog posts on my site or on the videos on my YouTube. Okay, preventing suffocation and strangulation. These again are common. Don't use duvets or pillows for a child under 12 months. Nappy sacks, got them all here. They are very lightweight. If they land on a baby's face, the baby cannot remove them, and they actually suction them in as they breathe, and they die. So nappy sacks need to be kept well away from little ones. They make a nice rattly sound. They can sound quite appealing for them to play with. They are dangerous, so make sure they're away. Don't be tempted to hang anything on the edge of a cot. So drawstring bags and things, and make sure you are using blind cleats like that to fix your blind cords up so that they're out of reach and they're not going to strangle in that. Keep pets away from your children. A loving, caring pet can actually suffocate a child. So keep them away, or keep them well supervised. Always supervise when they're together. Don't put necklaces around a baby. And with strangling, the key thing you need to do is remove any ligature and start CPR if they're unconscious and not breathing. Poisoning. So a lot of household chemicals, I've left over here, 2 seconds, look very appealing. I mean, those look absolutely delicious. they would burn them, and they would burn them very quickly. An alkali burns even faster than an acid, and they sort of liquefy things and turn your flesh into. It's horrible. So they burn nastily, and you want to be able to keep them well out of reach. The washing liquid tablets, they look so appealing. They've even got a little Smartie on the top. And it's really tempting to leave them in the door of the dishwasher, because you started to put a load on them. You thought, you know what? I'll just clear the breakfast things away and put those in after. And then you sort of get distracted, and then you've got it within reach. So the child can easily open the door, pop that open and say, oh, sweeties. It will burn them, and it can burn them very nastily. You will need medical help. Small sips of milk or water if they are burning. Obviously, you remove whatever you can initially, and then remove what you can. And you would love them to swill round and spit out. If they're old enough, they should do that. And otherwise, if you think it's gone down the airway, small sips of milk or water. Batteries I've mentioned before. Also carbon monoxide alarms, so make sure that carbon monoxide is a silent killer, so make sure that you are safe and you are covered. Tidy up after a party, because children are very often the first up, and they will come down and finish the dregs. So you could well find that they have drunk not only remains of alcohol, but perhaps eaten a couple of cigarette butts. It could happen. So tidy up before, if there's a risk that your little one could come down in the morning and find stuff, all sorts of things. There could be broken glass and stuff. Don't know what your parties are like. Cleaning products containing Bitrex are a great idea. It makes it extra bitter, and they're less likely to drink any quantity of it. And avoid them eating plants that they don't know what they are in the countryside. So when you're teaching them about eating blackberries, just be sure that you follow up the information and you teach them that not all berries are okay to eat. And the last thing I'm going to cover is drowning. So children can drown in less than a couple of centimetres of water. We have things like paddling pools that are advertised for babies, looking beautifully safe, sitting in their armbands. If that baby toppled forward, facing the water, sorry. This isn't suitable for an unsupervised child ever. So water play should always be supervised, and when you finish doing any form of water play, empty out the water. And children in swimming pools as well, and baths, they drown quickly and silently. They don't tend to thrash around. It's not like the movies. So quickly and silently, so you need to take action fast. You need to remove them from the water as quickly as you can, and if they're unconscious and not breathing, start CPR immediately. And if they recover, they must go to hospital, because they can have secondary drowning where the lungs end up getting inflamed because of what's happened, and then they can start producing fluid and edema as well, and that can be fatal. So always get someone who has had a near drowning experience checked in hospital. I really hope that has been useful, and keep safe. Most people are safe. I'm just trying to prevent accidents happening in the home. I've also written this book, Burns, Falls and Emergency Calls. It's available on Amazon for Child Safety Week, and also at selected times of the year. You can get it for free on my website too. It's an Amazon bestseller, it's won awards, and it takes you through accident prevention and first aid for common accidents from naught right up to university years. Really hope that's been helpful. That's Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com.